Hi everyone, so I'm coming at you with another makeup date. I have a handful of things that I want to update you about that's been going in and out of my collection, and just wanting to kind of get this update out of the way so I can move on to some of the other things. I think I actually have some exciting things coming up, so I feel like I say that every update, but maybe that's because I think I'm realizing I like to keep my collection up, exciting. Goodness, it's the end of the day, I'm losing words. Um, I like to keep my collection exciting, so I just feel like I constantly have these updates because I'm thinking about ways that I can update my packaging. I think I'm almost tempted to change the name of this series, like this makeup date series, to be like "No Dumb Packaging," because that's pretty much what I do. Between my frankening and between me swapping items and decanting things, I'm just trying to minimize dumb packaging in my collection, and I think that's honestly my goal for my collection. Is just no dumb packaging, or at least like have solutions for maybe really really good products in really terrible packaging, and having like good containers that I can put them into, or like some way that I know I'll be able to use them up. So I think that's something that's really important to me in my collection, is like when I look at it and when I think about actually using it, it's like I actually know how I'm going to use it and how I'm going to enjoy it, rather than having collections of my products. Goodness, products in my collection that I'm kind of just looking at it being like, I don't know if I like you or not. I don't know how to use you up. I have a few of those right now, which is why um, it's kind of an exciting time for me where I'm learning how to use those, but also like really frustrating too whenever I look at a product and be like, I really don't know what to do with you. You're getting old. I just need you out of my life. And maybe that's a declutter. I don't know. But either way, let's get into the actual products. So I have a good handful already, and I'm always surprised. I'm like, it's only been a week. Why do I guess this is how much I like change in my collection. All right, let's start with something pretty simple. I am bringing in my CeraVe Ultra Light Moisturizing Lotion. I just used up a sunscreen, and I'm finding that this one doesn't actually have that strong of a scent, which is good. A little bit of a sunscreen scent, but not too bad. And it's really, really lightweight. It really is ultra light, so I appreciate it for that. This is 1.7 fluid ounces, which I think is actually the same as the last one. So this will be, I think, a good product to use up. Um, all right, and then let's talk about moisturizers. Some of you saw my deck of panning. I pulled in a moisturizer for the Prompt Cities because my Emberlice La Creme Concentré, I don't speak French, is something that I've been really, really wanting to use up. I was gifted this by a by my sister-in-law, and she was kind enough to get this off my wish list. I've been eyeing this for a long time. Obviously it's hyped up. Um, and it kind of is actually on par with the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. For me, it's like, it's kind of like a moisturizing primer. I was using this one, and then I pulled this one in from a deck of painting. So I'm swapping that one out. This one I'm using up, and this one's actually really nice. Also really light, super light scent, which actually isn't offensive to me. I'm really sensitive to scents and how they make me feel, and I'm pretty easy to like nix a product or try to use something up really quickly if I don't like the scent. So I'm really liking this one, and if I use this up and after I like use up a lot more of my moisturizers, I'm tempted to get a larger size of this because it really is like that nice. So hype is real. I like this one. Okay, and then let's go into, I have a few ideas coming up. Um, let's go into, okay, here's another easy one. So I am using my MAC Fix Plus right now, and I realized I hate the nozzle on it. So I actually had the nozzle from the Fix Plus Stay Over, and as you can see, I actually swapped the two. This bulky one was originally on the Fix Plus, and this thinner one was originally on this one, and I already swapped the two. So that's done. Maybe I could have done that on camera, quick enough. But I love the fine mister on this, and this one's just like aggressive, and I feel like because I really like using multiple pumps with a fine mist, I was trying to do that one with this, and it's just like aggressive, and it just felt like I was getting splattered rather than nicely misted. So I'm gonna see how that works for me. Again, no dumb packaging in my collection. That is my motto. So I'm hoping this will be better for me. All right, okay, let's keep the theme rolling of no dumb packaging. Let me see, a few lip updates. I have been trying to work through this. It's not really Rare Beauty Balm. It's a collection of other balms that were in my, other lip glosses that were in my collection, and I ended up decanting everything into this. Was trying to use this up, and as you can see, I'm like really decent progress on this pretty much to the R, the A maybe of Rare. I had it on its side, so that's why it's looking funky. But yeah, decent progress. But I was like, oh man, I've been eyeing the same three glosses for like 6 months now. I need a break. And I actually was gifted a gloss from a friend over the winter, and this is the Buxom Full On Plumping Lip Cream. And yeah, I've already worked it down. As you can see, the mark there is for 2-1, and then I've already worked it down to where about the middle of the B is, which is very exciting. And I already have plans for this. You know, I'm all about frankening. One dumb packaging I have is the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oil. I really just need to get this out of my collection. I can't see through it. I don't know how much is left in here. I don't like this product in itself. I'm even having trouble using it as a cheek product, which I typically, that's if I don't like a lip product, I demote it to a lip. It's not demoting, but I try to use it up as a cheek product instead. And it's blending weird. It's doing all sorts of weird things. So I decided what I'm going to do is once I use this to about halfway, this has about, I think, 4.2 milliliters in it. So I'm also like factoring size and stuff. This has 4.2 milliliters in it. If I use up about half of that, that would be about two-ish milliliters that I would have used up probably by the X, like the middle of the X. If you can see that there. Sorry, the glare is really rough. There we go. In the middle of the X there. And then what I'm gonna do is, because this one is actually the smallest of all my lip products, this only has 3 milliliters. Can you believe it? There's 3 milliliters in it. And I'm actually gonna end up mixing whatever is in here into here. I'm pretty sure the stopper on this is just a typical like lip gloss stopper. So I think I can just like pull that out with a tweezer. And then I'm just gonna mix these two, because this one's actually kind of a little bit too light of a pink, a little bit of like a light pink wash on my lips, and it's all right. It's like translucent enough where it doesn't bother me. But I'm always about like adjusting things to be more my shade. So I feel like this one's a little bit too, not too dark, but yeah, it's like a little bit darker than what I'm looking for usually. So I'm wondering if I can mix the two, it'll actually be good. And given if I can use about 2 milliliters of this, and given I've actually had some use on this, and I can't see their packaging, but I'm assuming I've used up at least a third, which would leave 2 milliliters for me to put into here. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. So you will see that experiment coming up, but that's my plan. I'm very excited about that. And you know, as the sticker says, great idea. So I'm hoping that way I can get rid of this dumb packaging. Oh, and another thing too is this applicator. Sorry, this applicator is like really thin, really sharp and pointy. I find that if I'm like really aggressive with it, which I try not to be, it actually hurts a little bit. But this applicator is nicely flocked. Sorry, my lighting is not good enough to show you what I'm really talking about. It's nicely flocked, and I'm hoping that that will mean I actually might think about swapping the two. Let me look at it might not work. I'm looking at the tops of the tubes, and it doesn't look like they're the same size. So that idea might not work. I'm just trying to think here. Size-wise, this wouldn't really fit to the bottom. This one's longer than this too. Okay, so that idea might not work. I might just have to stick with the original applicator, which is fine. Again, just ideas. No trying to do less dumb packaging. I guess another idea would be me to put this into this, but I can't see through the packaging on this, which is annoying. Yeah, I'll figure something out. It might be less than ideal. I always want my ideal packaging, but sometimes I just have to settle for less, and that's okay. Main thing is to get product out. All right, another idea that I've been having is, I've been featuring this a lot. This is my DIY loose powder compact. You can basically fill this with any loose powder you want. As you can see, there's like a little ridge over here. There's a little like indent right there, which you can like pop out the whole thing, and then you can fill it with whatever loose powder you want. Right now, I'm still working on a mix of stuff. I mixed in something I actually shattered, and I'm about there, a little bit lower than that middle line there, probably right about there, which is cool. And then I have, I actually pressed a pressed powder into this sold. This is a steel, in like look at It's all worn off. I was gifted this by also actually my sister-in-law. She gifted me like the eyeshadow in Oasis. This is actually a great size, and they don't make this anymore by Stila. Stila, I don't even know if it's super around anymore. Um, but basically, the size of this pan is great. It's magnetic, so I can pop this out. And this is basically a pressed powder. It says it's just a translucent powder from Rimmel. Sorry, like a ton of stuff in my hands. But yeah, I don't think I'll use it up in this packaging. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to break this up on purpose, put it into here whenever I feel like I'm at a point where I can actually handle all the product that's in here. Um, yeah, the label's too worn off for me to know how much potential grams was in there. So I think once I actually use this up probably another week or so, I can do that. My grand idea is, um, I love lip palettes. I'm working on a lip palette right now and I'm realizing, wow, this is I feel like this is how I want to use up lipsticks. I want them to be in a lip palette. I don't know why they're not so popular, but Westman Atelier has a beautiful lip um, product that I'm filming right now. Bye. Has a beautiful lip product that is like striped and it's not like not it doesn't have individual pans for each lipstick. It's just basically all mixed in there. And I really like that idea because I'm mixing anyway, so why not just do something like that? I really don't want to pay, it's like 85 bucks for the maybe 50 something. Either way, way too high for me for a lip palette. So because this is kind of that, it might actually be a little bit smaller than the Westman Atelier palette, but this is kind of the compact that it's using. I'm thinking of once I clear this out, I will actually make a Franken lipstick, my own little lip palette kind of in here. And they do it striped, so I'll probably do that too with some of just like the lipsticks I have lying around just to experiment. I have some things I'm not really using right now, so I'll probably use that to experiment. I have some other round packaging like this that's kind of similar in size that I can also experiment with the same idea, and that might be actually really cool. I have like a little like trio tower that I'm thinking of right now. So anyways, I'll probably update you guys in the future, probably in my shorts in terms of when I actually make it. I like to feature how I make it on my shorts. So just keep an eye out for that. All right. This is kind of a boring update, but I did it a little bit out of order, so that's fine. As you guys know, I have been working on my Laura Geller powder, and just kind of at a point where I need to rotate it out. I'm a little bit sick of it, and so I got to a good amount of pan. As you can see, the waffle pan has little squares, and I'm about like a 4x5 or 4x4 or something like that. And yeah, I just need a break. I might end up at some point as I use up that DIY loose powder that I'll break up some of this into there. But because I liked it as a contour topper and I have other powders that are too dark for me right now that I can also use as contour toppers, so I decided that I will pull out my Sephora Micro Smooth baked powder in sand. This is also a little bit too dark for me right now. And yeah, starting to use this as a contour topper. I feel like a lot of project panners, including myself, are drill panners, and I'll give you an example of that in just a minute. Basically, we just like keep dipping the brush in the same spot until it goes down. But I've been starting to hear a little bit more about, there's a few project panners, and I'm sorry, I didn't write your names down, so I can't mention you by name. But basically, they go over the whole product and like wear it down uniformly. And so by the time you get to the end, it really is the end, which I think is a really interesting concept because I'm like, I want to see pan, but that they actually take their time with it and they actually finish the product with the pan. And so I kind of want to do that. I'm not really sure, but I feel like this might be a good, but because this is a baked product and it's domed, that's not really the best one to start with. But I think I do want to work at this a little bit of a different way. Like my plan of attack might be a little bit different, not just right in the middle. I'm actually starting to focus my brush on this end, and then of course I'm going to hit pan sooner because this edge is closer to the pan. I think once I do that, then I can like work my way over kind of idea or work my way outside in. I don't know yet, but either way, I want to see the pan on the edge, and then I think I'm going to think about it from there. Anyways, I think it's just made me think about there are different ways to pan powders and that I can be creative with it. And yeah, I just have been inspired. All right, so let me do a quick update on my Pan That Eye palette and Pan That Lip palette. I've had some good progress. This is my Viva Glam, my MAC Viva Glam lip palette. I have not cleaned it in a little while, so it's a little, but okay, let's see what I can really show you guys. So these two have, no, not, yeah. So these three definitely have larger pans now, which is super exciting to me. I've hit pan on this top pink shade, which is not my favorite. I find it a little bit bright, but it works for me. And then this one is in my deck of panning to hit pan on. And honestly, I am so close. You can see how close I am there. So yeah, I think that all of these five, I definitely want to have pan in. And then this red one, I'll just work on it when I feel like it. I don't have a strong desire to pan that one at all. But I think I do want to finish at least three, one, two, and three, the ones that have the largest pans. That I think I want to finish this year before I retire these products completely. I'll probably reuse the packaging because, like I said, I love lip palettes. So I'll probably press some other lipsticks in here, press or melt or something. But either way, hopefully you see those wear down. I can imagine myself having a larger pan in these two, but I'm not going to focus too much on like really trying to finish them. So I do want a little bit left of the MAC Viva Glam 5 by the end of the project. I'll probably just like have a corner or something because that might be the product that I bring to Lip Lab and ask them to recreate for me because I really, really love that product. It's really unique, and so I wonder if they can even do it, but I just want a little bit left to give to them. So I don't know. I feel like I'm slowly formulating my plan for this palette and how I'm gonna be enjoying it for the last leg of its life. All right, so for my Pan That eye palette, I cleaned up my packaging. It's much brighter and cleaner now. And guess what? I have two pans. And they're not really where you would expect. This one I already expected. This one though, kind of see, but it is down there, I promise. This one's drill pan for sure. There is still like the cloth that they used to press on there. There is still that imprint on the edges. That's how you know you're drill painting is when you still have the original embossing or like pattern on it, right? And I actually have a few powders in here that have that still. But I was actually using this in my eyebrows and I just kept digging and digging and digging, and it was kind of fast, but I'll also say that like I was loading a lot of product onto my brush and then like dabbing it off onto the back of my hand. So a lot of the excess product didn't make it onto my face. Like I didn't use it on my face. But I do feel like I do have a better result by dabbing off the excess, and it protects me from looking crazy. So, and honestly, I wouldn't have hit pan on this otherwise. Like it's just not a shade that I would use aggressively I don't really do dark smoky eyes or anything like that. So to see pan on this is actually really cool. This one I was expecting pan in, and this one it did happen a little bit more organically, although, you know, you can have your methods in terms of jabbing in a brush to like get more product out. So yeah, so that one's gonna expand. I've been using this also to like buff out kind of whatever crease shade I use too. So I've been kind of using it two ways. And then this one is still so close. But given honestly how deep I see these two pans to be, this one is really close, but I understand now why it's taking so long. This one, actually, you can start to continue to see a little bit more of a dip in it. And I'm just trying to experiment with it. Like I'm wearing it a little bit today in my eyes. You can kind of see that intense shimmer. It might already be falling down my face, but whatever. But yeah, I'm just trying to experiment with it a little bit more. Something actually interesting I realize is I don't have any like glitter primer, like glitter eye primer, but instead what I've actually been doing is using my Power Grip primer from e.l.f. because it kind of has like a tacky sticky feel to it. I realized that you can actually tap the product on top and it should stick better. So I don't know if anyone else has thought of that before, but that makes a lot of sense to me to kind of use that in place of like a glitter eye primer. So hope it's safe for my eyes, but I don't really do it often enough to be super concerned about it. Just kind of me experimenting with my makeup. So anyways, so the future plan for this product, it might not be by the next update, is hit pan on this one, obviously. Keep expanding the pan on this. I think just start wearing it down to where it's actually more uniformly pan. This one I also want to hit pan on and potentially use up. I think these three shades I want to see used up by the end of the year. This one I'll let it, organically grow from here. The pink one, I really don't know how I'm going to work on it. Oh, you know what? I was experimenting with it and it's actually a potential blush. I need to think about that a little bit more, but it's actually a potential blush. It is a little bit shimmery, but I think if I layer it correctly, it could work. So anyways, the glitter, I'll just continue experimenting and not necessarily use up for itself. So that's my plan. yeah, I think it's interesting to not just use stuff that you fully love, but really be able to kind of experiment and come up with new ways to use them. So anyways, I think that's all I have to update for today. And yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I feel like this time around, instead of showing you what I've already done to my packaging, I'm kind of starting to brainstorm ideas in the future, and hopefully you'll get to see that come to fruition very soon. Hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have, um, the little lip palette and that used to be in this powder one, and then have these two combined by actually probably by next week, to be honest. I'm just kind of really going at this Buxom lip gloss to get it down to the point where I can mix the two and get the dumb packaging out. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed what you saw, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.